Alrighty, so I'm Tactical Potato and this is more Warframe and more Update 18. Now, if you haven't seen the second Dream Quest, then you might want to go and watch it. There is a video on my channel, and the reason I'm saying this is simply because the quest changed the game so much that trying to keep spoilers hidden might be next to impossible. Every video that I upload from here on out might have spoilers in it because of the amount of content that arrived in Update 18, so do yourself a favour and just go and watch it. Consoles might not get this update for another 2 months or even longer, which is a very long time to try and avoid watching Warframe videos, so you might be better off just biting the bullet and watching the actual storyline. Of course, if you don't want to watch it, that is entirely up to you. I fully respect that decision as well. Now, this video of course is about our newest Warframe, Ivara, our Huntress and our Thief frame. Before I start, let me just say that Ivara is amazing. Being able to stay stealthed indefinitely with the right efficiency build makes her so damn powerful. And if you enjoy stealth frames, then I fully expect some Ashe players and some Loki players to completely drop their frames and embrace the Huntress. So I'll get straight into it with Ivara. To farm Ivara, you will need to run spy missions and hope to get her parts from rewards from the spy missions. Now, each part drops from a different level tier of spy mission, so her systems is said to drop from level 1 to 15 spy missions. Her chassis is said to drop from level 15 to 25 spy missions, and her helmet and blueprint seem to drop from spy missions for level 25 and upwards. Now, I will leave a link to the wiki where these levels are listed in the description of this video, so feel free to jump over and check that out if you are farming for Ivara. Now, if you aren't having any luck grinding Ivara, you can of course buy her outright on the market for 325 platinum. Of course, if you are looking to craft her, you will need 9 Nithane extract in total, so you will need to wait on alerts and save up, which might be a bit of a pain in the ass if you're already saving for Wukong and haven't built him. Maybe now you need to pick which one of these you want to build. Now, stat wise, she is pretty squishy, I'm not gonna lie, which is understandable for a stealth frame. I guess you're not going to expect it to be really tanky and being able to go invisible indefinitely. She is of course a really good damage dealing frame as well. Now, her health is low, as is her armor, but she starts off with an incredible 175 energy, which with a maxed prime flow will have her sitting well above 700 energy. Now, her first ability is called Quiver, which allows you to cycle through 4 different arrow types with the tap of that ability. You will need to hold down that ability to charge it up to actually fire the arrow that you select. Now, these arrows are called Cloak Arrow, which will drop a stealth bubble for you and your teammates to stand inside and stay invisible. Range and duration mods affect this, which means you can have a very large bubble or a small bubble, and you can have a very long duration. Now, it can be stuck onto teammates or sentinels or crew bros as well to allow them to run around and stay stealthed, which is awesome. Now, the second arrow is called Dashwire Arrow, which will basically just create a zip line for you and your squad mates to run along and get out of harm's way, I guess. Her next arrow is called Sleep Arrow, which is really useful. It puts enemies to sleep around its point of impact, opening them up to finishers and helping you basically control large groups of enemies brilliantly. Of course, duration really helps with this, but even with a negative duration, I think mine is up at nearly 9 seconds for sleep, which is still really good, and it allows you to just wipe out enemies in the blink of an eye. Now, her next and final arrow is called Noise Arrow, which will basically emit a noise from the point of impact and draw the attention of enemies towards it, which then can be followed up by Sleep Arrow and absolute bloody carnage. Her second ability, not arrow of course, is called Navigator, which will allow you to guide your arrow or projectile of whatever weapon you're using towards enemies. Now, this will work, like I said, with any projectile based weapon as far as I know, like say the Tonkor or the Glaive and any bows and so on. It has got a pretty heavy energy drain the longer the projectile stays in the air, so if you're flying all around the map, say with an arrow, your energy is going to be draining pretty damn fast. Her next ability is her main stealth ability, and it is called Prowl. Ivara will become invisible and steal loot from any enemy within range. It's an energy draining ability that also reduces your movement speed by a considerable amount as well. firing noisy weapons will temporarily break that stealth. So equip a silence mod on your weapon of choice, or you could just run with a bow. If you've got shotguns, I don't think they really work with her ultimate, but they will break your stealth so damn fast. Now the energy drain will be less if you stand still, but once you start to move while in prowl, your energy will drain a lot faster. With max efficiency, I think my drain was down to about 0.25 or 0.3, which was absolutely insane. I ran a full 15-minute survival on Gabby on Sarah's and only broke stealth when I had to run to the next room to get life support pod. It was insanely good. I didn't feel like I was going to run out of energy, not once in those 50 minutes. So I was stealthed. I could have stayed stealthed for the entirety of that mission if I didn't have to run through large corridors to get to the next room that had life support in it. Now her ultimate ability is called the Artemis bow. It's where Ivara will summon her special bow, which fires a wide volley of arrows and it deals incredible damage. So as well as it being kind of a channeling slash straining ability, it's also a charge ability. If you don't charge your shot, if you basically instantly fire that arrow, then your volley of arrows will be in a perfectly vertical line. But as you charge that volley, it will rotate to a horizontal line. So with a full charge, the volley of arrows is perfectly horizontal. With an uncharged shot, it is perfectly vertical. So any shot in between, if you half charge that, of course it's going to be at a kind of diagonal line instead. Hopefully you understand what I mean by watching the footage. You'll see when I kind of half charge my shot, it's not fully vertical and not fully horizontal, but yeah. The bow itself benefits from your weapons mods. It costs 35 energy for the initial cast of the bow, and then it will only drain energy for each shot you fire, instead of being a continuous drain like Hysteria or Peacemaker. So your energy isn't constantly disappearing unless of course you're in prowl, but if you're just in the Artemis bow, then it won't be draining constantly. It will only drain with every shot that you take. Its damage of course will also be increased by power strength mods on your Ivara. All in all, the Artemis bow deals amazing damage, and with the right amount of efficiency, the cost for each shot is next to nothing when you consider the sheer size of her energy pool. Like I said, I ran 50 minutes on Gabby with Ivara on my first try, so I didn't jump in and jump out and change mods. I literally just jumped in and ran 50 minutes in one go, simply by staying in prowl and using a combination of her Artemis bow and my Rakta Cernus, which, I'll be honest, my Rakta Cernus would be the weapon of choice when you're not trying to do a full stealth mission. But if you're trying to do a stealth run, then you're better off taking the Dread or the Paris Prime or something that's not going to break noise, because with the Rakta Cernus of course you're getting the Syndicate proc, which of course breaks the stealth. Now with a drain of just under 1 energy a second, during that Gabby run I could stay in prowl and decimate large groups of infested without breaking a sweat. And when you mix in her sleep arrow for controlling those large groups when the Eximuses start to appear in that mission, it made it even easier. Honestly, I'm not one for stealth frames. Like all of you guys know, I love my tanky warframes. But damn, Ivara is incredible and some serious fun. Not to mention how easy it makes farming focus with Ivara. Staying in stealth and getting all of those stealth multipliers means you can rack up a serious amount of focus in a single mission. I think she will be my focus farming frame, but you guys can let me know what you think of her in the comments section below. And like I said at the start of the video, you might want to just jump in and watch the second Dream questline, simply so as you can stay in touch with the rest of the videos that every Warframe channel is going to be putting up over the next 2 months, especially if you're on console, because unfortunately you guys haven't got it yet, and it would be awesome to see you on level with us and getting updates at the same time, but unfortunately with certification and all the crap that goes with it, yous are that step behind us. Now it is of course Sunday, so I'm streaming right now over on Twitch at the time of this video's update. Link is in the description below. If you want to jump over and watch some focus farming or some Ivara or any of the new content, then I guess I'll see you over there. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of Ivara in the comment section below. I will see you in the next one, and as always, thanks very much for watching.